Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure most of you have seen President Trump's address to US Congress that took place yesterday in United States in Washington, D.C. It was already after 1 a.m. my time, so I didn't watch it live. I tried to stay up, but I was pretty tired, so I went to sleep. I just finished watching the entire speech. I actually went through it several times, and I've picked up my takeaways from it. I'm sure that you've seen many clips that already circulate on internet from that address to Congress, but those that I have chosen for you are what I also pay attention to, besides, of course, the entire speech. I have something very cool before I end this video. It's a clip from Instagram. It's a short story from Instagram that I think a lot of you will appreciate because it's how to launder money and create wars for the dummies. It's a fantastic clip. I just came across it. So stay with me all the way to the end of the video. And before we end, I also have one article from TASS that talks about where there is a high chance that the next meeting or maybe peace negotiations between Russia, Ukraine, United States will take place. Well, we see with Ukraine because Zelensky now, I think Zelensky has been influenced by Trump administration to put out a post that he is so grateful and appreciative of all the support and he's ready. He's ready for the talks and he's probably ready to sign for the second time because he already signed that deal, the mineral deal, apparently with United Kingdom, as Alex Craner said during my live stream. How he can sign the same deal twice, then I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. Or maybe that will be the real final nail in his coffin if that takes place. Just to tell you, he does not have to be physically present to sign that deal. So let's go to the first clip from address to the Congress that President Trump has given yesterday.
And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. What else to say? I have so many stops during his speech here that I save for you. So if it will take me a little bit longer today, please be patient with me because I don't have any technician or support who can orchestrate this for me. But you know, those words that somehow get in between other statements that people don't pay attention to are very important. Indeed, draining the swamp. So let's go to the next clip, how the Democrats have reacted. Many of you have seen it, but let's watch it again.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Okay, so let's go to that person, Al Green, who apparently represents the state of Texas. That's a Democrat. Let's go to the short Q&A because the journalists jump on him right after that. Let me take you there. What he was screaming to Trump that I couldn't hear, and that's what they were asking.
Hi, Congressman. What were you shouting to the president, sir? Sir, what were you shouting to the president?
The president said he had a mandate. And I was making it clear to the president that he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. I have people who are very fearful. These are poor people, and they have only Medicaid in their lives when it comes to their health care. And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid. He needs to save Medicaid, protect it. We need to raise the cap on Social Security. There's a possibility that it's going to be hurt, and we got to protect Medicare. These are the safety net programs that people in my congressional district depend on. And this president seems to care less about them and more about the number of people that he can remove from the various programs that have been so helpful to so many people. It is the best way to get it across to a person who uses his incivility, against our civility. He is a person who has consistently been used incivility against civility.
Do you think you have no mandate? Is that what you said?
Well, look, I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me. I didn't say to anyone, don't punish me. I've said I'll accept the punishment, but it's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social
So
Security.
were you saying you have no mandate? Is that what you just said?
That's what he has no mandate to cut Medicaid. None.
Is the only punishment that you were kicked out, sir? Is there something?
I don't know. Whatever the punishment is, I'm not fighting the punishment. This is about the people who are being punished by virtue of losing their health care. This is the richest country in the world, and we have people who don't have good health care. We've got to do better. And now we're about to cut Medicaid, which is for poor people. Health care has become wealth care for many people, and we can't afford to let that happen.
Is that the only thing that you're protesting?
No, I have other things I'm protesting. And I'm also working on my articles of impeachment. This president is unfit. He should not hold the office. 34 felony convictions, 2 times impeached.
Sir, tell me one more time what you were shouting in the chamber.
That he has no mandate to cut Medicaid.
That's what you were saying over and
Yes.
over. Thank you, sir.
No mandate. Thank you.
So let me ask you this question. Who put this Medicare in place? And who was in the position to change that before? I don't know, I'm not an expert, but here we go. Let's go to another clip.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there, they're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that.
Okay, so we have that. Now let's go to the next clip. Sorry, guys, I have a lot of clips open. I just have to find the right moment.
Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget.
How quickly they forget. I think I don't need to speak much today. I just want to show you the clips.
Weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Yes, and we are just getting started. So, guys, there is one more clip. We will end from that speech, from that address to the Congress, the final message about the future. But there were also a few things that I have took notes about, and that is death penalty. I believe this is correct. Death penalty for killing police officer. Also, U.S. Army had the highest recruitment numbers since last 15 months. So almost a year and a half, the highest recruitment. And there was a message to children who were confused with their gender and influenced to maybe change it. The message is, you are perfect exactly as God made you. Let's go to this final clip, and then I will take you to the story that I came across on Instagram, a very cool one.
It is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond. And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless America.
So I want to share a quote with you that I came across this morning. And it says, "Faith and fear both demand you believe in something you cannot see. You choose." I just want to bring this quote to you and make you ponder on it, because it's very wise. Indeed it is. Now let's go to the clip that I came across. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Money during a war for dummies. Step 1. Start a war. Step 2. Convince people world democracy is at stake. Step 3. Get media propaganda machine running 24/7. Step 4. Remove all inconvenient information from web and news prior to war. Step 5. Meet with government officials and military contractors. Step 6. Set up companies or organizations that will receive the money and kickbacks. Step 7. Make endless announcements to send taxpayer money in name of democracy. Step 8. Create fake paperwork as to how money was distributed. Step 9. Set up offshore accounts in various aliases and numbered companies globally. Step 10. Buy assets globally with offshore accounts. Step 11. Retire rich. Step 12. Start another war. The end.
So what do you think, guys? Not far away from the truth, huh? The same script over and over again. Now I want to show you a video some of you probably seen. This is how strong the European leaders are. This is one of them who has just recently visited White House. Starmer, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. I'm sure some of you came across this video, but if you haven't, let's go to this clip. I don't think I actually need the sound for this, so this will be posted on my Instagram, AniaK_44 right here in the stories, okay? Keir Starmer, how strong he is. Boxing. Wow. Yeah, and it says this guy is about to get Europe involved in World War III. Look at this. Wow. Powerhouse, huh? Vote Labour. Oh my goodness. Anyway, before we end this video, I have an article for you from TASS that says Dmitry Peskov, who is the spokesperson for Kremlin, says this from today, March 5th. Kremlin says Minsk best site for Ukrainian talks. Moscow, March 5th, holding a meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin, US leader Donald Trump, and Vladimir Zelensky in Minsk has not yet been discussed, but the capital of Belarus would be the best venue for Moscow, said Russian presidential spokesman Dmitry Peskov. Quoting him now, "It was not raised and was not discussed in any way, but of course, Minsk is the best place for us. This is our main ally. This is why this is the best location for us to negotiate, he said, when asked whether holding talks in Minsk was possible. President of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, earlier said Minsk was ready to organize the negotiations. I just hope it won't be next Minsk 2.0, right? Which actually you remember when Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense of United States, said this when he was in Europe, not another Minsk agreement, right? I'm paraphrasing now what he said. But guys, that's all I have for you today. Before I end this video, I want to apologize if it was not smooth enough. But like I said, I don't have anyone who helps me to orchestrate those videos. And still, I want to deliver to you the content that will bring you some value. So if it did, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, leave the comments down below and let me know what you think. As well as make sure to follow me on Instagram. It's AniaK_44. The stories I showed you will find in my stories as well. And of course, the link to the article and President Trump addressing the Congress will be down below in the description box. With this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in another video. Bye, everyone.